What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This, once again, is Scott Porter back for day 5, the final day of our new unboxing series for WizKids HeroClix new set, DC Rebirth. It has been a wild ride over the first 4 days. If you haven't watched the first 4 days, press pause, go back, watch it. We'll be here waiting for you when you come back. We've pulled 3 super rares, Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern. We pulled Deathstroke with the Speed Force, and we pulled the Wonder Woman from the Justice League of China, Green Snake. She is awesome. The mythology behind her is amazing. There are a lot of figures I have not seen that I'm hoping to see still. Dragon Son in particular from the Justice League of China. Maybe some of the We Are Robin movement. I would love to see Dax on his little Robin cycle. I would love to see Clayface, who's on the outside of the box actually, from the Batman family from Detective Comics, where he is currently working with Tim Drake and Batwoman, who we haven't seen, and spoiler, Stephanie Brown, who we haven't seen either. There are just so many figures out there I'd love to see. I would love to see some new villains, maybe Godspeed from the first Flash arc. We haven't seen Avery from the first Flash arc of DC Rebirth. She became the Flash of the Justice League of China. So there is just a ton of stuff we haven't seen. Speaking of which, we have not seen any of Dark Knight's Metal. I'm guessing they are chases. I'm guessing there's probably 8 of them. That's just, in my estimation, from reading the book. You have Batman, who is basically has all these dark variants of amalgams of him and another Justice League member, as well as a god of this dark multiverse that is trying to break through to our side. You have Murder Machine, who's like Batman and Cyborg. You have the female Batman, Aquaman version that's super, super dark that I love. You have Red Death, which is Batman and the Flash. You have Dawnbreaker, which is like Batman and a teenage Green Lantern. There are so many really, really cool. You have a Batman Doomsday matchup. I think it's Devastator or something along those lines. So just some really, really cool versions, but we have not seen any of them yet. I think they're probably chases. I'm hoping to get lucky and hoping to at least show you guys one of those today. We have a lot of characters who aren't necessarily tied to teams. We have Superwoman, the Lana Lang one. Lois Lane, I think, is probably floating out there somewhere. I really want to see Damian Wayne. I would love to see the new Superboy as well, Jonathan Samuel Kent. They had a little storyline together, something Super Sons or something along those lines. It was a really fun little read. I would love to see Tim Drake. He comes back in a Titan story where he's trying to get rid of Jonathan Kent because in his timeline, this evil Tim Drake from the future sees Jonathan Kent not be able to control his powers, where he, when his emotions get out of hand, he like sends out a pulse wave and it could be highly destructive. I'd love to see maybe different versions of characters like that. So the opportunities are endless here, but we only have certain slots to fill. So without further ado, I think we should just crack into these last 2 boosters and see if any of the things, any of the wishes or desires that I have come true. And in the comment section below, just let me know what characters you want to see in this set. And if you don't see them in this set, what characters you want to see in the future. Because hopefully WizKids is watching and listening and reading, and maybe we'll get some of those guys. All right, here we go. Day 5. Okay. Oh, Jericho. Oh, yes, Shazam. And the super... Yep. Anytime you see bubble wrap nowadays, it's probably a pretty good sign that you found something special. And, yeah, I think that is the Joker Batman mashup. Wow, yeah. I think I just got a chase in there. But you know what I'm going to do with the chase is I'm not going to show you guys right away. I'm going to deal with these other 4 figures, and then we'll look at him last, and I mean very last. We did pull Jericho, and we pulled the Superman of Justice League China. We pulled Phobos. We pulled Demos earlier in the week, so I'm glad to see that we got Phobos as well. I was hoping that we would get Shazam. First of all, can't wait for the movie. Shout out to my buddy Zach Levi. Cannot wait. But that being said, can't wait to see what this piece does, man. Oh, he looks awesome too. He looks really, really great. We will take another little close-up look at each of these guys in just a moment. Wow, day 5 in a whole non-duplicate pack. We have got a lot to get to, so we will get to it right away. We saw Demos, and we also saw Veronica Cale from Godwatch, so we'll start there. We saw them earlier in the week. Demos, once again, was not the Demos from Convergence. Demos is from the current Rebirth stuff, so he's a little bit weaker, but the Phobos, being his brother, comes in at 55 points, has the mystical keyword. They look identical, so make sure you check the names. Their hair is parted on the different side of their head. That's the only difference. That's pretty cool. If anybody ever watched G.I. Joe, Tomax and Xamot, I'm getting very Tomax and Xamot vibes here right now. All right, let's see what Phobos does on his card, though. I gotta put the two of these guys together. There we go. Phobos, Godwatch, Deity, and Monster. Keywords. Set number 25. Comes in at 55 points, just like Demos. Has a trait paralyzed with fear. Opposing characters within 4 squares can't automatically break away and decrease the result of their breakaway by -1. Also, Son of Ares. If Phobos is within 4 squares of a friendly character named Demos, modify both their attack by +1. Awesome. There you go. Solid dial. Plays well with his twin brother. And, whoops. There we go. All right, moving on. I'm just like flying through these guys right now because I can't wait to get to the chase figure. But we'll look at Jericho. Jericho does deserve a moment on his own. That's Jericho. Jericho's in that Icon suit there. If you remember Icon, the character, I-K-O-N, guy who was a longtime friend of Deathstroke's who designed a suit for him. Jericho actually has a relationship with that character and starts to use the Icon suit, which makes Jericho really, really dangerous to deal with in the books. He's a part of the Deathstroke book, which is one of my favorite books from Rebirth. I'd have to say it's probably top 3 at least. Let's see what he can do. Joseph, remember, we're all the good guys. Oh, this is his Defiance version. Defiance and Armor are his keywords. When Jericho hits one or more opposing characters with an attack, but none are KO'd after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 3 to 6, heal Jericho 1 click. All of the Defiance team members have that shared trait. Also, use their leaders to spread confusion, has mind control and running shot. There you go. Yeah, Joseph is a huge linchpin to the Deathstroke book in Rebirth. Really, really cool use of the character. Everybody knows Jericho from the old Teen Titans stories. But the way that they've evolved him in these books has been something that's been a lot of fun to see and to read. All right, moving on to Superman from Justice League of China. He's a younger character. Harnesses the power of yin and yang together. It's a really cool, like I said with the Justice League of China, I was so into the lore and reading about all the lore that they put behind these characters and, everything that the Ministry of Self-Reliance is trying to do and Omen, who is going out trying to assemble this team. It's just a really, really cool book. It's a fresh take and it's awesome. It's just, I really dig that book. It's worth checking out. Everybody should go out and collect the trades because they're all in trade now. But let's see what he does. Set number 16, Justice League of China, celebrity, martial artist, and mystical keywords. Ministry of Self-Reliance. Superman has protected, perplex, and probability control, but both only from characters without the Justice League of China keyword. Focus my key where I need it most. At the beginning of your turn, choose a combat value. Modify the chosen value by +1 until your next turn. If he started at 150 points, modify it by +2 instead. You go on the back here. Heavy, heavy dial, 150 points or 75 points, as you expect. That mid-dial hypersonic speed might catch some people off guard. I wish he had 1 click of it on the top of his dial and then maybe got a couple of clicks back of it in the middle of his dial. Having that charged top dial makes it hard to get into the fight with him, but he will probably play very well with the rest of the league, of the Justice League of China. Once again, hoping that Dragon Sun is in this set. The Dragon Sun story arc in Justice League of China, New Superman in Justice League of China was a lot of fun. It was really, really, really cool. All right, let's see. Last but not least for this is Shazam. Now, Shazam, I'm guessing, is going to be credited to the HeroClix World Champion Team competition. Let's see. Oh, there's names on here, actually. Oh, yeah. I think the names of the winner are down there on that scroll or stone that's in there. He looks great. Let's see what he's got. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Getting a new Shazam. He's got Mystics and Justice League team abilities. He's got Fawcett City, Justice League International, Justice Society, Deity, and Mystical keywords. He's 37A, which we found out earlier this week when we read Billy Batson's card. I'm guessing Black Adam's going to be the prime here, but I'm not sure. It could be the Wizard Shazam. It could be any number of things. Wisdom of Solomon as a trait. When Shazam starts the game, choose 1. Outwit, opposing probability control, pulse wave, mind control. This game, Shazam has protected X, where X is the chosen power. So you choose one of those powers and then you're protected against it, and it's traded. Power of Zeus is another trait. At the end of your turn, if Shazam has not been moved or placed this turn, give him a Zeus Might token. Modify Shazam's defense by +1 for each Zeus's Might token he has. When Shazam moves or is placed, remove all of Zeus's Might tokens. Man, he's just getting that defensive boost constantly. As long as he's not flying around the board, that's pretty cool. Thunderous Strike, Quake. Shazam may use it at no cost instead of a close attack while using Hypersonic Speed. What? Hypersonic Speed, Quake, which he has top dial, 11 movement, 11s and 12s on those first 3 clicks, and that Quake special power. Character design for HeroClix by Howard Brock, 2017 HeroClix World Champion. So Billy Batson was the team champion. This is Howard Brock and his design for being the 2017 HeroClix World Champion. So that is very cool. That dial is nasty, especially with that top dial probability control. This Shazam is worth every cent that you will pay in for him. 200 or 100 is the cost of that Shazam. Well done, Howard Brock. Well done. All right. Like I said, I'm not going to open that chase for you guys just yet. I'm going to make y'all sweat it out because I want to save the best for last. I'm just glad that we got one, which means we're probably not going to get a prime. That's fine. I will trade that any day. We did get our 3 super rares and a chase, so it worked out. We don't always get one on these unboxings, so I'm always super, super stoked when we do. All right, here we go. Our last booster here. And we have a new figure here in Red Hood. You can see Ravager peeking out from behind there. And the rest of the booster we actually have already gotten. So I'll just show you Adelaide Kane and Kid Flash. But we already have them, so I'm going to pull the Red Hood out. And I'm going to pull Ravager out. Ravager being the Rose Ravager, not the original Ravager that was Deathstroke's son, that he couldn't save, or could he, in the Rebirth storylines. And I think we'll take a look at Ravager first and then get into Red Hood, which, again, not a huge Red Hood fan, haven't ever really been, but I'm sure he has a huge fan contingent out there. I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comments are a big fan of his too. Let me know. Do you love Jason Todd? Do you not? Who's your favorite Robin? Tim Drake's mine. Yeah, just for the record. Let's see. Ravager first, like I said. And again, like the color blocking on her, the homage that she pays to Deathstroke's costume is very cool. But I gotta say, man, the white and black costume versions are just so clean in Defiance. It looks so good. But the sculpt is great. I love that they've got the mask on her and everything. And she spends a lot of her time in Rebirth running, trying to get away from Adelaide Kane, who is like trying to assassinate her as payback, basically, to Deathstroke, her ex-husband. I mean, how must it be to have Deathstroke as an ex-husband? That is War of the Roses to the nth degree. Ravager, Teen Titans, Assassin, and Martial Artist keywords. She's set number 19, 75 points. Remember, we're getting paid. This is a shared trait that she has with Deathstroke, the main one. When Ravager KOs one or more opposing characters with an attack after resolutions, heal Ravager 2 clicks. Titans Reborn. When Ravager is given a move action after resolutions, she can use the Titans team ability at no cost. That's a shared trait for all of the Titans. Precognitive Senses. Exploit weakness, perplex, probability control, but only to re-roll attacks she makes or that target her. There's her dial on the back there. She's pretty nasty. A lot of these Defiance characters, their non-Defiance dials are very bare bones. Hers is actually pretty nasty. Well done. Okay, Red Hood. Here we go, Mr. Todd. He's got Outsiders and Batman team ability, so he's already off to a great start. Got the gunfire there, the translucence. I love the action and the cape on the back. That's a great little bonus to the sculpt here. A lot of sense of movement in that. Not a ton of just standing still figures in the set, so that's good too. The sculpt level is pretty high. Red Hood, set number 46, comes in at 75 points. Batman Family, Outlaws, Martial Artist. Has Dark Trinity, which he shares with Artemis, who we've already seen in this set, and I'm guessing we will see Bizarro somewhere. It'd be weird to have only 2 out of 3 characters from a team. Dark Trinity. When Red Hood attacks, modify attack value by +1 for each other friendly character with the Outlaws keyword adjacent to the target. Another trait, sometimes I just do things to annoy people. That's why I don't like you, Jason Todd. When Red Hood hits 1 or more characters after resolutions, roll a d6. On a roll of 4 to 5, a hit character modifies attack by -2 until your next turn. A roll of 6, all hit characters modify attack by -2 until your next turn. Another trait, strict rule from Batman, no killing. Unless Red Hood's the only character on your force, when he would KO an opposing character with an attack, instead that character is not KO'd and is turned to their last non-KO click and heal Red Hood 1 click. Okay, okay, we're getting a little bit literal here in the game of HeroClix, and that is a tough sell. Still, 6 clicks long, 12 and 11 attacks on the front end of the dial. Gets poison and probability control mid-dial. 3 damage all the way down. Pretty nasty dial, except for the fact that you just can't KO anybody with him unless he's the only one left. Man, there are some hard sell figures in this set. If you watch the earlier days, Terra becomes a traitor and becomes, on her first click, becomes your opponent's figure. I mean, it's tough to play that. If you have to put a figure on the board and they can't KO anybody, what would the cost have to be for you to really go and field that? I'm going to have a hard time ever fielding Red Hood, and it's not just because I'm not a Jason Todd fan. It's because I can't do one of the things that are so necessary in the game of HeroClix. I can't remove figures from my opponent's force with him. I know he gets a click of regeneration, but is what you get back in return enough for you to field him? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. That does it. Except for this one figure. I mentioned a lot of the versions of the Dark Knight's medal. I don't think I actually mentioned the Batman Who Laughs. It's like the Joker-Batman mashup. And yeah, he's wicked. He's pretty much the team leader of all of them. And he has a little Joker Robin sidekick. Look at that. Oh my God. That is incredible. We are already off to such a good start. It's got a little slot here to put him in. That's where that leash that he's holding on to goes. Wow. Yeah. You can take a look at them together. So I said earlier I was hoping for Red Death or the Drowned. But man, it's pretty cool to pull the top dog. I mean, of course, not the Dark Bat God that's down there pulling all the strings, but still, the team leader here. Oh, I hope he's nasty. But man, what a sculpt, first of all. having that little additional Robin on the side there, just big time pays it off. That is awesome. Double fold card. So let's see what the Batman Who Laughs does. I'm so excited we got a chase. Yes. Dark Knights and monster keywords. So Dark Knights will be a keyword. Reckless disregard for life is a trait. Once per turn, when the Batman Who Laughs targets and hits a single opposing character with a close attack, after resolutions, deal each other character that is adjacent to either the Batman Who Laughs or the target 1 penetrating damage. Includes friendly characters and usually the target. Usually the target. Interesting. Trait. We will not hide in the shadows anymore. When the Batman Who Laughs occupies clear terrain and is targeted by a ranged attack, modify defense by +1. When targeted by an opposing character that can use stealth, modify defense by +1. When targeted by an opposing character occupying hindering terrain, modify defense by +1. The modifiers stack. Very, very cool. So can get +3 to defense if all of those things are ticked off. If he's in clear terrain, if the other person's in hindering terrain, and if they have stealth. Crow, 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 bar. The Batman Who Laughs starts the game with a Robin attached. When Robin is attached, and the Batman Who Laughs would take damage, instead, Robin becomes unattached and is placed adjacent. When that Robin would be KO'd by an opponent's attack, instead, attach him to the Batman Who Laughs. Place that Robin adjacent. So let me get this straight. Start the game with Robin on you. When it's attached, and you would take damage, instead you just pop Robin off. Then you have to KO the Robin, or let it just run around the field. But if you KO that Robin, he just goes back on the base, and now you can't hurt the Batman Who Laughs again. So you've got to let Robin just run free. And Robin's stats are nasty. You're letting this Robin just run around the board, rip you to shreds, but you can't take the risk of KOing him or make it so that you can't attack the Batman Who Laughs anymore and do damage. That is nasty. Oh, that's nasty. Let's take a look at what he has on the inside. Crow. Robin takes no damage from traits named Reckless Disregard for Life and can't be chosen for Mastermind, but has a 10 movement with charge, 11 attack with Blades, Claws, and Fangs, and combat reflexes, and is indomitable. I mean, you've got this little indomitable Blades, Claws, Fangs maniac just running around the board, but you can't really take the risk of doing it damage until you remove the Batman Who Laughs. How many clicks does he have? 8. 8 clicks. Invincible at the top. I mean, Perplex, you've got Running Shot with all this Incapacitate. I mean, 3 targets and 5 range. Yeah, definitely worth being a chase figure. That is awesome. I'll give you one more look. Just up close. This little pain is just going to wreak havoc on people, man. Just going to be really, really tough to deal with. That's awesome. Well, there we go, folks. That wraps up all of the DC Rebirth HeroClix set unboxing series. I want to say thank you so much to WizKids for sending this set out so I could share this with you guys. This is one of my favorite things to do. Anytime I get a new set, to sit down and shoot it and experience all of this with you guys is such an honor for me to be able to do. And, you know, I always say it's like Geek Christmas, and it really, really is. I get so, so stoked. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed the unboxing series. Let WizKids know who you want to see in the set, who you still hope is in the set, who you want to see in future sets. Let us know if there's anything that we can do differently or improve upon. I want to say thank you to Hyper RPG Studios while we're talking about improving upon, because they have been such a huge help in me making these videos more streamlined and to give you clear images of not only the sculpts but also the cards, and just let you guys really get all you can out of this unboxing series. They have an awesome channel on YouTube, also an awesome channel on Twitch. They do tabletop gaming, video gaming, card gaming, role-playing gaming. Just tune in and see. It's probably right up your alley. They also had a HeroClix show called Indomitable that's archived on their YouTube, so go and check them out. And last but not least, thank you for watching. You guys make it such a joy for me to be able to come back and do this again and again. It wouldn't be a thing without you all playing this game and going out there. So thank you for watching, and thank you for playing. Once again, the set is set for pre-release on April the 3rd. We have that nailed down. And then in the middle of the month, you will be able to get your own bricks or own cases. You'll be able to chase all of the Dark Knights. And you'll be able to play with these guys on your own. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, my name is Scott Porter, and I will catch you guys on the next unboxing. And until I do, you know, may all your rolls be critical hits.